Hello and good morning. Day number 100 on the Appalachian Trail. It is still morning, so I can say good morning. It's a later start than normal. I stayed at the Iron Masters Mansion Hostel, I believe is the name. And I'm horrible with these names of the places and the shelters and the gaps and all that stuff, but I believe that's the name of the place, and I really enjoyed my stay there. There was 2 bunk rooms, one downstairs and one upstairs. And there was only 3 people in the entire place last night. 2 ladies who stayed in the downstairs bunk room, and then me, and I stayed in the upstairs, so I had the whole place to myself. Super nice. I spread my stuff out all over the place. Had a nice comfy bed, had a fan blowing on me all night. Oh, so nice. So I stayed there last night, and then right next door to there is the Iron Grove Furnace store, I think is what it's called. There's pictures of the sign in the video, so if I get it wrong, you can look at the sign and get the right name, but that's where they do the half-gallon challenge. I did not do that. I got a hiker burger last night, and then before I left today, I got a bacon cheeseburger for lunch before I head out, because like I said, it's a later start. And so I stopped there, got a lunch. Got a later start today because it was raining this morning. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to stay in my nice little comfy room. I'm going to take a nap, which I did, and get a later start. So not sure how far I'll get today since it is later, but there's plenty of campsites coming up, plenty of water sources, so I'm not worried about it at all. It was a little hard to leave the room because today is Sunday morning. Today is Sunday, and just about the time I left, our church service was, the live stream was taking place. And so it was a little hard for me to leave because I really, really wanted to stay and watch that. But the old trail was a calling. Gotta get some miles behind me, so here I am back on trail. So we'll see what happens today. We'll see what the trail has in store. Wrapping things up for today. Today's been a little different of a day. It's been a shorter hiking day. There wasn't much to see as far as stuff on the trail to video. So the video is a little shorter. So I got some time to tell a few stories here tonight, but I'll wrap up the day first. Stayed at that hostel last night, and it was pouring down the rain this morning. So instead of getting out there and hiking in the rain, I decided just to crawl back in bed and take a nap this morning. And so I stayed at the hostel there till the rain let off, and it was about 11 o'clock or so. So I left the hostel, stopped at the store next door there where I had that burger the night before. I got another a burger, just got a bacon cheeseburger for lunch. headed out of there, and since I got a late start, I only did 11.6, I think, miles, something like that. Found a little campsite here. About a half mile before I found this campsite was a road crossing, and there was some people doing trail magic there, so they were doing burgers, hot dogs, the whole works. And so I had dinner back there, trail magic for dinner. And so, I don't know how healthy this is, but I had a burger for dinner last night, a burger for lunch, and then a burger for dinner again tonight. But, you know, hey, I can use the extra calories and the protein, I guess, so. But I got my tent set up, ready for the night, ready for a good night's sleep tonight. But like I said, it was a shorter day, not much to video. It was basically just 11 plus miles of hiking through the Green Tunnel today. And so that gives me a little bit of time to share some stories if you enjoy some good story time. So here's a couple short stories for you. First of all, I've mentioned before that out here on the trail, when you run into people who are familiar with the trail and they're familiar with thru hikers, I've mentioned that it's probably the closest I'll ever feel to being a celebrity. And I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on that. It's so strange. People who are familiar with the trail, when they hear you're a thru hiker, they treat you completely different. Of course, people ask a million questions. They're super interested and super intrigued. I've had people ask me to take their picture with me because I'm a thru hiker, and so that's happened. It happened again today. And I met a guy. He was running the trail, and super nice guy. He's like, "Hey man, can I get my picture with you?" And I was like, "Sure." And so it's always kind of strange to me because it's just me, but people are intrigued by thru hikers. We were sitting at some trail magic about a week ago, and there was a group of us sitting there, probably 6-7 of us, and a lady walked by, and she said this. She's like, "Oh my goodness, I finally get to see some." And she was talking about thru hikers, and she treated it like she was catching a sight of a Bigfoot in the woods or something, like we're some elusive strange creatures that just kind of wander around in the woods. But she's like, "I finally get to see some thru hikers." And she came over and started asking questions and stuff. And I've even heard of from other hikers that there are when you go through the touristy parts of the trail, that there are people who won't speak to them, but they will just start snapping pictures of them, just taking pictures of them and videos of them, like we're some sort of zoo animal or something. Sure, we smell like zoo animals, but it's just strange. It's strange. But I do enjoy talking to people who are interested in the trail, because I used to be one of those people. When I'd run into a thru hiker, I'd ask a million questions. So I wanted to elaborate upon that a little bit tonight. Second story. You saw a scooter, a motorized scooter, earlier in the video. I thought about hopping on it and riding it down the trail a little bit, but I do have a history with motorized scooters. Some of you may be familiar with this story, but if not, I'll give the version. Usually my wife loves to tell this story, but I'll give you my version here tonight. So years ago, a buddy of mine took this scooter, and it wasn't like the one you saw in the video. This was one of those smaller ones that you kind of stand on and push with your foot to get it going. Well, he had put a lawnmower engine on the back of this scooter and rigged it up so you could start it. He put a little throttle on the handlebar, and so you could go down the road on this thing, and you could hit probably 25, 30, 35 miles an hour. I mean, it was a lot of fun. So I'm riding this scooter one day, and I got it, I'm going as fast as I can go down this country road. Well, I go around this curve, and I know I wanted to take it easy because, you know, you don't want to just make a sharp turn on one of this little thing. So I was trying to just ease into this curve. Well, I hit a patch of gravel, and the wheels come out from underneath of it, and I went straight to the pavement. Tore up, got road rash all over my shoulder back here. Busted up underneath my eye right here. I think I got 6 or 7 stitches. Face swelled out to here, and all this was 1 month before our wedding date. And so my wife she loves to tell this story, and she had to come over. My parents were out of town at the time, and so she had to come over to the doctor with me and help them, you know, stitch me up. They scrubbed all the gravel out of my shoulder, and they stitched me up and bandaged me up and everything. So, long story short, about a month later was our wedding day. Swelling, of course, had gone down. You couldn't really see my shoulder underneath what I was wearing. But if you look real close in our wedding pictures, you can see where the stitches just came out from underneath of my eye. And so I don't have a good history with motorized scooters, and so I didn't get on that one today. Today is Sunday. I mentioned that, and the song of the day is a worship song. It's by the band. It's by the band Leland, and it's their version of the song Waymaker. A lot of people have covered this song, but I enjoy the Leland version, and so that has been the song of the day, the worship song of the day on this day of worship. And so that's it for today. It's been hot. It has been humid. And so I'm just trying to sit out here before crawling into the tent, let it cool off a little bit, and just looking forward to a good night's rest. Story time's over. This day's over. Winding it up, wrapping it up. That's all she wrote. So thanks for watching. I'll see you back on trail tomorrow.